Okay. Okay. Hi, I'm Giselle Aguiar and the AZ Social Media Whiz. See, the text is on top of my text. Let's move that over. All right. Or maybe, hold on, it's the first time I've had somebody ask for the transcript, so I guess you need it there rather than on my other screen. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. Okay, hi, I'm Giselle Aguiar, the AZ Social Media Whiz. Branding in today's digital age is way more than just having a nice logo, a catchy tagline, and a pretty website. I've been doing internet marketing since 1995, and I've seen lots of brands come and go. Some do well, and some fail miserably. Whether you're just starting out or your business needs a new look, that is rebranding, this is the place to start. Okay, when you think about branding, you might think about Western cattle branding. So what did this accomplish? You knew which cattle were yours and which belonged to your neighbor. It also meant quality. A ranch and rancher were known by their brand. What makes a strong brand? Why do people purchase brand name products? They know what they'll get. It's consistency, good quality. A good brand, product, company, or person. It helps to add or retain perceived value. Like, for instance, ASEA works with the Volkswagen brand. Okay, we know we're familiar with that brand, and we know that's a quality vehicle. I happen to drive a Fiat, and I got to tell you that I've never driven an Italian, a European car before. But it's very well made. I have had that car for over 10 years now, almost 10 years now, and it doesn't break down on me. It's fantastic. So for me, that is a great brand. So it builds trust through identity and reputation, promotes ideas to inspire people, helps consumers make buying decisions, helps make you a leader and an influencer in your field, has a consistent message through every medium, digital and print. Brands can't help save a bad product or a bad company. Brands also can't persuade someone to buy. That's marketing's role. Even Ford couldn't help the Edsel. Okay, so the picture of the car you're looking at right now, for you young people who don't remember this is the Edsel. It was created by Ford in I'm going to say the early to mid 60s. But even Ford couldn't help the Edsel. Why? It was not what the consumers wanted. It was a car that Henry Ford wanted to build. Later, they came out with the Mustang, and that's been and still is their signature car. Okay, big difference, right? Branding is about building trust, establish a reputation as an authority in your field or industry, and people buy from whom they know and trust. And branding goes all the way back to 3200 BC, when potters put their mark on their ceramics. Later on, during the Roman Empire, trademarks were commonly used so that shoppers could make a better buying decision based on the reputation of the maker. You have 7 seconds to grasp a visitor's attention. Actually, I think it's more like 3 these days on social media or your website. So a goldfish has an 8-second attention span. But think about it. How fast are you scrolling through like Instagram and looking at stuff? Okay, it's less than 7 seconds. People need to see and recognize what it is that you do or have to offer in an instant. So parts of your brand. So first, you have the packaging, okay, whether you're packaging a product or you're packaging your website, okay, where your visitors will want to come and stay to find information. They want to tell their friends. It should reflect high integrity. Home is not the name of your business, and putting under construction or coming soon while you're putting your website together does not help at all. Don't put pages in your navigation until they are ready for prime time. Business cards also need to be legible. Yes, some people still use business cards, okay? Not too busy. Include just your basic information. Leave sales pitches for brochures and websites. Altogether, fonts should not be too small, and that applies to business cards and websites, okay? Color combinations should be easy to read. You have to be careful when you're doing like a gray typeface on a black background. You should go white or yellow to make sure that the text stands out. People need to know what you do, where to get more information, and how to contact you. Legible beats fancy every time. Okay, so let's look at your website, the elements of a good website. And I have a webinar on how to plan your website that goes into more depth. It's in my YouTube channel. But it starts with a domain name that's easy to type and tells people what you do. Okay, keyword centric, and if you're local, should have your city or state. For instance, I worked with an accountant in Yuma, Arizona, and so he had his domain name as his name. Well, if you don't know his name, you're not going to find him. You're going to be searching for accountant in Yuma. So it happened that Yuma Accounting was available as a domain name. So I said, hey, there you go. So that would be great. It doesn't, your domain name does not have to be your company name. It could be a keyword centric name. Make sure all links work. You do not want 404 page not found. Okay. And it happens sometimes. It's all by changing the URL or just you deleted a blog article because it was outdated. That link was still out there somewhere. So you want to be careful that that they're not, you're on getting these 404 not found pages. Your email address, you want one with your name at yourcompany.com. It looks more professional than using Gmail or Yahoo. Okay, my main business email is Gisela@azsocialmediawiz.com, but I have my regular mail going out, or that I use every day, going out through my Gmail account, only because every time I've switched hosting providers, and that's where the email starts. I've had problems with the company email not going through. So I have my company email forwarding to my Gmail. It's just so I make sure I get all my mail. It should be easy on the eyes, no offensive colors. Best is a light background with black text, readable, legible, and it should be easy to navigate, not confusing. I'll never forget this company. They were a distributor of electrical equipment and parts and things like that. And they started a blog. In their logo, they had this very bright lime green color as a part of a leaf. Well, they put that lime green color as a background on the blog. And you couldn't look at it. I mean, it literally hurt your eyes to look at it. So when we say easy on the eyes, it's that. It's gotta look good. Okay. Easily seen calls to action. So what do you want people to do when they get to your site? Okay. Don't make visitors work for what you want them to do. That's a conversion. Okay. So do you want them to download a freebie so they can get on your email list? Okay. What is it that you want them to do? So don't make them hunt for the call to action button. Put them in several different places on your web pages and not just your home page. You want, so make sure that, make sure that call to action, because that's how you're going to get their email address so you can follow up and you have hot and warm leads there. You want to have complete and valuable content, keyword centric for SEO. Okay. I have both a content marketing webinar video as well as an SEO video on my YouTube channel that you can check it out. People should be able to see what it is you have to offer at first glance. Okay, write for the human reader with the search engine in mind. That's called SEO copywriting. And you should have both sets of social media buttons, follow and share. You want to make it easy for people to follow you on social media and make it easy for people to share your content with their friends. Again, don't make people hunt for what you want them to do. Also, make sure that your follow buttons actually go to your social media profiles. I mean, I've clicked on, like an Instagram icon on somebody's website, and it goes to just Instagram by itself. It does not go to the bio, the profile name where people can follow you. Same, I mean, I'm seeing that for Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter and all of them. If you're not going to use Twitter, then don't have a Twitter icon on there. Take it out. Okay. And if you're not going to use the social media, even though you've got it set up, again, take it out. If you're not going to tweet, don't have it on your website. Okay. And this is all, again, part of your branding and your online image. Okay. You want to come across as knowing knowing how to use all these tools, when you want to look like, oh man, how lame is that? You don't want people thinking that when they're on your website and you want to sell them something. Okay. So, your potential customer is thinking, what's in it for me? How can you solve my problem? What makes you different, unique? What are the benefits of your product or service compared to the other choices people have out there? Voicing these will grab your target's attention. It's about them, not about you. So what's good branding? Okay, so when someone lands on your social media business page, they shouldn't have to wonder what it is that you do. Remember, you have 7 seconds or less to catch someone's attention. So branding should be consistent throughout the social networks. It should be like extensions of your website. If you look at the cover graphic by itself, do you immediately know what the business is? I'm going to show you a couple of samples of that. And these are free billboards. They're all different sizes, so make sure that they're quality graphics. Your profile graphic or your avatar or your logo or whatever it is you want to call it. So the largest, they want you to upload a square graphic, and we'll talk about this. So the largest one is Twitter at 400 by 400 pixels. But you can, if you create your logo, that square logo, at this size, you can use it for the other ones. So like, Facebook is 300 by 300, somebody else is 180 by 180, and 200 by 200, so you don't have to do that square in all different sizes. You can use the 400 one. You can always take a larger picture and make it smaller, then take a small picture and stretch it to fit. So if you're doing a graphic that's only 200 by 200 and you try to put it into the 400 by 400, it's going to look fuzzy. And that's part of your online image. So again, this is part of your reputation too. Fill out your about sections and bios completely using relevant keywords. Okay. So, again, this is part of your branding: consistency, visibility, originality. I like that graphic. Okay. Let's talk about color. Color is everywhere. Your logo, your website color scheme, social cover graphics, collateral materials, business cards, signs, etc. The more color in a logo, the more it shows diversity. So what is the image that you want to portray? Okay, so we're going to go through these colors exactly, but this gives you, I like this picture because it's like a rainbow of color logos here. And it's interesting to see which companies use what colors. And we'll go through them we'll go through some of them right now. All has to do with there's actually a color psychology to this. So 93% of people look at the visual appearance before buying. Okay, 80% think color increases brand recognition. And we're going to look at some of the main colors as well as some familiar brands and what emotions they produce, both positive and negative. Okay, the texture also comes into it. And so this is part of it. So let's start with them. Red. Okay, some red logos here. Red is a primary color. It increases the heart rate. It's used by restaurants to stimulate appetite, creates a sense of urgency. So it's often seen in clearance sale signs and call to action buttons. Used for impulse buyers. Positive emotions: love, energy, power, strength, passion. Negative: heat, anger, danger, warning. Okay. Blue, the primary color. Often used in corporate business, productive and non-invasive, creates a sense of security and trust in a brand. Positive emotions: tranquility, love, loyalty, intelligence, masculinity. Negative: coldness and fear. Yellow is the third primary color, represents optimism, youthfulness, used to grab attention of window shoppers. I mean, next time you're in the supermarket, go down the aisle and when think of the color that stands out to you. You know, like Lay's potato chips, it's a yellow bag. Okay, it's you use it so it stands out. When you're driving down the street, you're going to see that IKEA sign, you're going to see the Best Buy sign and the Denny sign. You see these clearly. The McDonald's sign, so they stand out. And you see the golden arches against a blue sky, all right, or against a darker building. It's going to stand out. So you're positive. It shows clarity. Bright, energetic, sun, creativity, intellect, and happy. Negative, irresponsible, unstable, or cowardice. Okay, he's yellow, it means you're a coward. Orange, secondary color. It's made by mixing red and yellow. Like red, it creates a sense of urgency. You'll see many call to action buttons in orange: buy, register, subscribe. It's great to grab impulsive shoppers. Get it now. Represents a friendly, cheerful, confident brand. Signifies aggressive courage, confidence, friendliness, success. Negative, ignorance, and sluggishness. Green is a secondary, made by combining blue and yellow. Used to relax people in stores, associated with wealth, money, color of money. Symbol of fertility, freshness, healing, earthy. The negative ones: envy, jealousy, and guilt. Green with envy, yes. Purple, another secondary color, are combining blue and red, used in beauty and anti-aging products. Symbolizes royalty, nobility, spirituality, luxury, ambition, mystery, moodiness, used to soothe or calm. Creative, imaginative, and a wise brand. Okay, royalty, nobility, wise, wisdom. I thought that that was interesting. So here's some other colors too. Pink, healthy, happy, feminine, compassion, sweet, playful, weak, immaturity. Black, protection, dramatic, classy. Formality, death, evil, mystery. White, goodness, innocence, purity, fresh, easy, clean, winter, cold, distant. Gray, security, reliability, intelligence, solid, gloomy, sad, conservative. Beige or tan, dependable, flexible, crisp, conservative, dull, and boring. I remember I had a coworker some time ago, and he only wore shades of beige and tan. I guess he had problems combining colors in his wardrobe, so he kept it simple and everything was beige and tan, but also very boring. Gold, wealth, prosperity, valuable, traditional, greed, a dreamer. Silver, another one, glamorous, high-tech, graceful, sleek. Dreamer again, insincere. And then turquoise, spiritual, healing, protection, sophisticated, envy, femininity. Okay, so it's, and we can go on and on with all different other shades of color, but we're just going to keep going here. So, you want to have good, consistent branding. So don't try to upload a rectangular logo into the social media square. I've seen so many people do this. Use a free graphics tool like Canva, canva.com. You're going to start with a blank square, 400 by 400 pixels. Remember, that was our Twitter square, the largest one. Then put your rectangular logo in the middle of it. So you can always take a large graphic and make it smaller. You can't take a small graphic and stretch it to fit the largest space. It will look fuzzy. So use this square logo everywhere, even Instagram and your Google business profile. This is another thought. Having an incomplete social media profile is like having a sloppy lobby. Okay, you want all your social media profiles to look good. I'll never forget, I worked with gosh, it was a doctor in Florida. And apparently when they set up their Facebook page, they just scanned in their business card to use as the cover graphic, and they scanned it in crooked, and there was a line, and you can tell the line went in a diagonal, that it was crooked, and rather than being straight. And I says, okay, we got to fix this. So this is not good. Take it down. A good tip is to prepare all your graphics and descriptions before you start setting up your accounts. Because once it goes live, it's live. I mean, you can go back and edit it, but once it's live, it's live. Okay, people can find you once it's live. All right, so let's go through each of the social media networks, and I have all of the dimensions of each of the graphics. Okay, so Facebook, cover graphic and branding. So on Facebook and everywhere online, again, you have just a few seconds for people to understand what it is that you do or what you have to offer. So make it good. Don't forget the call to action button. Okay, each of these, the cover graphics have this, if you go to Canva, they have most of the templates of all of these cover graphics for most of them, but watch the dimensions, okay? And these are the correct dimensions. I just updated them all. Now, sometimes if you look at Facebook on a mobile device, you're going to see that the cover graphic is made into a more square graphic. It's still rectangular, but it's a taller graphic. So that's technically different dimensions, but this is the main one on desktop. So this is the one you should go by, and it should be able to adjust itself into the more vertical one on the mobile device. Okay, so again, 400 by 400 pixels for your logo, 851 by 315 pixels for the cover graphic. And again, don't forget that call to action button. Always use, be specific, learn more, sign up, if whatever it is you want them to do, and with your in your graphics. So make sure you've got that. Don't use visit website. That one's boring, so learn more. It's a better command in that. YouTube. This is the most challenging one to do, but Canva has this dimension correctly. It's 2048 by 1152 pixels. Okay, but as you'll notice in this graphic, if you're looking at your YouTube channel on a TV, it's going to be the full screen. Okay, but if you're looking at it on a mobile device, on a tablet or on a desktop, you're only going to see the strip. So you want to be careful that you don't have any text that's getting cut off, or that the picture makes sense. As in the strip. I actually like this example because they got the surfer guy right in the middle. Okay, so you know what this is. So I just redid mine for my 11th anniversary, which was last week. And so this is what the strip looks like on the desktop. And you want to click on customize channel, then then branding to upload your logo. And again, use the same 400 by 400 one, then upload the channel cover. Don't forget to add your links. Okay, you want to keep business and personal separate. So if you have a personal YouTube account, create a new one for your business with a different Gmail address. YouTube is owned by Google, so everything connects to your Google account. And then don't forget your YouTube video thumbnail. Okay. You can, and it's easy on Canva. They've got the template 1280 by 720. It's actually the same size as a Zoom virtual background. And Canva saves your latest project, so you can easily edit it and keep your branding. Like today, I'll just go in there and change, the content marketing graphic to a branding graphic and change the title. And I just, keep using the same one, so it's consistent. And creating a video thumbnail may be easier than trying to find the right screenshot from your video. I was trying to do that with a video last night, and it's like, it doesn't work, because then you're going step by step. So my eyes closed, my eyes open. If my mouth open, am I smiling? I'm smiling when my eyes are closed. I'm like, oh man, forget it. So I just went over to Canva, created a graphic for it. Took me 5 minutes. I was done. Okay. Okay. LinkedIn. Okay. So LinkedIn has two separate aspects. One is the personal profile, and the other one is the company profile page. And of course, the background or cover graphics are two different dimensions here. So having a nice cover graphic on your personal LinkedIn profile makes you look less boring. It doesn't have to be a promotional one. You can save that for your company profile page. A personal profile should have a nice professional looking headshot, not a selfie, and not your logo or an avatar. Okay. It's 1584 by 396 pixels. That's the cover graphic. So you want to click on the little pen icon to replace that. And also, now Canva does not have this dimension because LinkedIn kept changing them. So so you need to create a custom dimension, custom graphic, and they're in the right size on these. If you add text, make sure that it's not obstructive by your profile picture, and don't forget to add your contact information. So how do you want to be contacted? That's it. LinkedIn company branding. Okay, you see this is more of a strip. So it's 1128 by 191. And again, here you've got your call to action button. Here you have less choices on the text on the button than you do over on Facebook. You have learn more, I think book now, visit website. Yeah, I wish they had download on these, so you could, that would be a great one to, for free downloads. But again, don't use visit website. That one's not a good call to action. And then you also have on LinkedIn what's called sub pages. So you can create showcase pages to show off your products and services. I have webinars specifically on LinkedIn personal and LinkedIn company pages on my YouTube channel, so you can check those out if you're unfamiliar, with LinkedIn and how they work. Twitter's one that hasn't changed their branding in a long time. But again, we don't know what's going to happen with Twitter now that Elon Musk is in there now. Again, here, be careful. The logo doesn't obstruct text or vital picture areas. I don't know why they decided at some point to, instead of a square, to go with a circle. So they take the square, they still want you to upload a square. I don't know. And this is the largest at 400 by 400 pixels. And if you try to upload a rectangular logo, it will get cut off. Okay. Again, this is your online image. Make sure it looks good. If it doesn't look right, fix it. This is no time to be lazy. The bio here is 160 characters. So use it up with keywords and hashtags, so people understand by reading it really quick on what it is that you do. Again, it's you can add a special offer page link in your bio. It'll work. So you can put actually 2 links in there besides your main website link. You can put another link in your bio. Pinterest. Okay, Pinterest, make sure you set up a business account rather than a personal one. Keep business and personal separate. Same thing with Twitter. On Facebook and LinkedIn, you need to have a personal account to set up the business page. You want to verify your website with Pinterest, so Pinterest will track any pins from your website. And then you can do a showcase. You can showcase some of your boards on your home page. And again, I just recently did a Pinterest webinar which goes into more detail here. And you have Zoom. If you do Zoom meetings, you want to have your own Zoom background. So you can get a green screen. I have a green screen so that it doesn't look that pixelated when you move around when you're doing the digital background. And it's the same size as the video thumbnail. All right, so the type of content you create is also part of your blogging brand. Okay. Blog about what you know, become known for your expertise. Okay, so and content can also be podcasts or videos or graphics, ebooks, and I have a webinar on content marketing too that you can check out. So, blog about what you know, your expertise, trends, industry news, gives you credibility. Success stories and testimonials. It's your voice as the expert. So here you're also building, if you're selling yourself as part of your brand, so you have then your own personal brand as an expert in your field. If you hire somebody to write for you, it's a different voice, like the voice of a reporter. An option, if you don't think you're a good writer, is to hire an editor. So you write, they edit. I offer this service and actually make you look good. And I edit with, I also edit for SEO. Make sure you add your name as the author and your company name in the meta description and the tags for each blog post, or also, on your website. If most blogs have a place for you to put the author in there, use your full name, and another thing is you might want to think about is how do you want to be known? Do you want to be known as the company brand, or do you want to be known as yourself as an expert in this industry? So that's something you need to think about. You want both, then you've got to sort of balance it out here. Hashtags, part of branding. Okay, it's the pound sign in front of a word or a phrase, makes it clickable and searchable. If you click on a hashtags, all the posts with that hashtag come up. And they work on all the networks. Now, they work differently on all the networks. I will have a webinar on hashtags coming up in December. Okay, it's already up, and you can go to my website and click on webinars, and you can register for that one. They only use letters and numbers and are not case sensitive. Use them consistently and have a strategy, especially for your major keywords and for events. You can create your own branded hashtags and also use trending ones as long as they are relevant. However, be careful with trending hashtags that it is not a crisis or a very touchy subject. Okay, now your visual brand. Okay, so what's your visual brand? So who represents your brand? You, employees, customers, your office or store, whether you have a brick and mortar building or an online website. So your signage, billboards, cleanliness of your store. You walk into an IKEA and it's clean. I walk into a local dollar store and the carpeting stain, and it's like, I don't want to go in there, and so I'm like, turn around and go out again. So it just gives the impression of being cheap. They really should just pull up the carpet and just put on a floor that's easier to clean. I remember passing this truck on the street, and so this is really good branding. In an instant what this business does. They train dogs. Their branding goes on past their website to their truck. On the side, it actually says, "We don't train husbands, wives, or kids." Okay, so it's truly attention getting. This is one of the gals that participated in a recent digital academy that I was teaching and mentoring in, and I just loved her Facebook page. You know exactly what this is, okay? So, it's a very nice branding. This is kind of like a collage of different pictures, it's just very nice logo. They're just really, really good job here. I would change the learn more to probably shop now. I think that's available on Facebook, but I just loved it. This is just very, very well done. A brand is synonymous with a company's reputation. Okay, so pictures and videos. So pictures can catch people's attention, and videos, especially movement, catch people's eyes. So you want to make sure they're of good quality. So Instagram, build using hashtags in the captions. You can use up to 30 hashtags. So again, you can use create your own hashtag or use someone. I have an Instagram webinar where I explain how you can research your hashtags on Instagram to see how many people are following a hashtag, or not so much that as how many posts already have that hashtag. Put your logo on your pictures along with your website address. Links do not work in Instagram posts. Create short videos and stories. Now, links do work in stories. Okay, again, check out my Instagram webinar. Pinterest. So add picture descriptions. You have 500 characters to write descriptions on Pinterest. If you sell products, you should definitely be on Pinterest. You can upload graphics and videos to Pinterest. So you want to make sure if you're uploading them and not sharing them from your website, that you put the link to your website in the description. And then pin pictures and videos from your site. And this helps with SEO because it takes the link with it. So when somebody clicks twice on a pin in Pinterest, it goes back to the originating website. When somebody saves a pin on Pinterest, that creates another backlink. Over on Facebook, again, share pictures, upload videos. Native videos get more exposure. Create short videos and stories. Okay, now on Facebook, it's kind of the opposite of Instagram, even though you can post to Instagram and Facebook at the same time. But on Facebook, links don't work in stories, at least not now. So if you're sharing your story from Instagram to Facebook, the link's not going to work on Facebook. However, the links work in the post itself on Facebook. So you always want on Facebook to put that text in there. I've seen people just post pictures on Facebook without any text in there. So their algorithms depend on the text. So that's really important. A good reputation can be lost overnight, and we've seen that happen. Companies or people that were on top, then something went wrong, or they did something stupid, something they did in the past came to the surface and they fell off the top shelf, and we won't mention any names. So you want to monitor your brand. So if you get bad reviews, find out what the problem is and fix it. Okay, so you want to look at Twitter mentions and notifications. You can use the tool TweetDeck to do that. I'm going to be doing a new, an instructional video on the new TweetDeck that's coming out. It's a free tool by Twitter for Twitter. And so you can monitor your mentions in there, monitor your hashtags too. On Google, monitor your Google, Facebook, and Yelp reviews. Diffuse the bad, encourage the good. Google your name and your company's name. Okay. Sometimes, there's company or somebody with your same name, and it may be bad, so what are you going to do? So that becomes a problem. You want to set up also a Google alert for your name and your company's name also to see what comes up. I don't forget when I started my YouTube channel, somebody else had my name exactly spelled the same way, and I have a foreign name. Okay, so it's not Mike Smith or something like that, and they were doing gaming, and it wasn't really, well, it's something I found offensive anyway. And so I said, can you not use my name on that? But it's, you got a problem. They never went anywhere, so I'm not worried about it now. But the idea is, if you do find bad reviews or bad content on somebody else's site, there's really not much you can do about it. Okay, unless you want to, sue them or something. You may want to contact a lawyer if it's slander or libel. But bury the bad with the good. So write lots of blog posts with your name and company name and post a lot on social media. So that comes up first in search. So Google pulls the freshest content that matches the search term entered. And there are companies who specialize in online reputation management for a price, as well as hiring a public relations expert, depending on how bad your problem is. Consumers are no longer brand loyal. I mean, we used to be, well, I only buy Crest toothpaste. Right now, I just buy whichever is cheaper. So brand loyalty must be earned by consistently providing quality products and services. Such reputations are earned one customer at a time. When building your brand quality and providing the best services possible, you can never be compromised. Brand quality can never be compromised. Not on the smallest job, not for your most unassuming customer. Also try as much as possible to stay neutral when it comes to divisive subjects or, hot topics, sensitive subjects, whatever you want to call it. Think before you post. Could your message be misconstrued? That has happened so often. An innocent message, an innocent typo. You have to be careful. So check for typos. Sometimes if you're doing it on your phone, the phone will try to complete your word. Especially if you typoed and it's the wrong word. So you want to make sure you just take a second to look at your post and make sure that it's good, that's no typos, and it cannot be misconstrued. And in today's social world, you're more than likely going to offend somebody at some point. So let's hope it's not someone with a lot of followers. Okay, many times I stop myself before replying or commenting, thinking, no, I better stay out of this. Or, nah, I'm not getting in the middle of this. Keep business and personal separate. Okay, you can do that with Twitter and Pinterest. Facebook may be a problem, and LinkedIn, because you are connected to your business page. And that's part of the transparency that's so important now with so many fake accounts and stuff. So again, be careful. Your personal brand starts to be connected with your business brand. Okay, define your voice. So how do you want your brand to be perceived? So again, it must be consistent throughout, must be balanced. Don't overdo it, don't underdo it. It's your brand's personality. Okay, what do you want your image to be? Fun, carefree, cheerful, bold, strong, and reliable. Defining this will help you define the way you communicate. So once you decide, it must be consistent throughout your website, collateral material, social media, videos, and blogging, everything. Everything should be consistent. And then get to know your audience. So clearly define your target markets and create personas. Watch what they post on social media so you get to know how they communicate. You want to get their attention without offending them. Over 90% of the people make buying decisions based on social media. You want to become a content magnet and, follower magnet. So who does your target market trust? So give them that type of content. And I'll be sending you the free Define Your Target Market workbook, and it'll help. It just asks questions so you can think about who your target audience is. And you also want fans, followers, peers, and happy camper customers to become brand advocates and ambassadors. There is nothing better than a happy camper customer who does a video wearing your product or just says how wonderful, this new cream did, for my dry skin, and they put a video on it and they just love it. That's what's called user-generated content. Okay, you can't pay for that. That is done because somebody actually is a happy camper customer. They like your product or service. They want to tell their friends. Okay. And they help spread your message. Okay. So, and also like for nonprofits, and so there's a lot of nonprofits I support, not necessarily monetarily, but I like their posts on Facebook, on Instagram too. I like their, I share their stuff because it's good. It's important to me, and they do good in the world, so you want to help your followers to be able to then share it to their followers. And that will help your following to be constantly increasing. Okay, if it's not, then you need to see how often you're posting. When you're posting and getting the responses that you're getting, that's where analytics becomes a crucial asset. So you can visit my website, search for analytics and insights to get deeper on what to look for and so forth on your social media networks. You need at least 100 followers on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter before you start seeing demographics and insights on these people. So you know who they are, how often they're on, what's the best time to post, their age brackets and gender. That's all, part of knowing who your followers are. Sometimes your following doesn't match who you think your target audience is. So that's one of the things you want to keep going, and you want to set goals to always keep increasing your social media following. Rebranding. Okay, so if you've been established for a while and you're now thinking of rebranding, well, these are some things to think about. Rebranding can get expensive. So think about everything that has your logo on it. All of that has to change. Why do you think you need to rebrand? Is your look outdated? Do you want to appeal to a younger crowd or a different crowd? Are you making a major change in what you offer? Does your color scheme reflect the wrong mood? Are you going from local to national? I remember one of my clients, I saw on Facebook that they totally changed their brand. And I went and I texted him and I'm like, why are you rebranding? Oh, I sold the company to a franchise. I'm like, okay, congratulations. And another one, business I used to live almost across the street from, all of a sudden rebranded. And it was very expensive because they had signage on like 3 different streets. And then everything had to change. I mean, the website, their printed material, everything. And it was because they wanted a different image than the one they had. So and one that I should have put here was the Facebook main company changing their name to Meta. And there were reasons for him doing that, even though Facebook, the app and the network itself didn't change names, but the parent company did. So the parent company is now known as Meta, which also owns Instagram and WhatsApp, among other things. So again, it's what do you think out of these? And then these have been a while since they've changed. I like Google's the best. For me, the Hertz one has too much space above and below the logo. AOL, I don't know what they were thinking with that purple background, but again, purple. Okay, remember what purple was? Purple's royalty. So they're thinking, AOL was kind of dying, like who wants an AOL email anymore? So they wanted to change their image. MSN, I like the bolder letters. Bold is more attention getting. All right, well, you're on the right track. Okay, learning. The key to online marketing is to fully understand how all this newfangled media and social networking works. The more you learn, the more effective your marketing will be. And I can teach you how to properly and effectively use the tools with one-on-one training and coaching sessions via Zoom. You can visit my website for details. One of the problems people have is they say their search engine, Google is not finding them. So the problem is bad SEO copy on your website. And it comes under the you don't know what you don't know category. And unfortunately, that's just the problem like every small business owner has, because you don't know what you don't know, and it's not really your fault. You just need to realize that and just learn as much as you can. So what happens when you have bad SEO copy? You have low rankings on Google's. You're getting impressions on the search engine results page, but no one's clicking through. You have a low click-through rate. Like you came up like 100 times on the search result page, but only 2 people clicked. Okay, that's really bad. People visit your site and don't do anything. They're not converting into a lead or a sale. Okay, so good SEO copywriting will get your website high enough on the Google search results page above your competition. That is one of the key goals of good SEO copywriting. You entice the searcher, your potential customer, to click on the listing. So it's crafting the message so that it will entice the visitor or the searcher to become a visitor. And then on your website, you want the visitor to convert from a visitor to a lead or a sale. So I offer an SEO copywriting service. So I do competitor research, keyword research, on-page optimization, editing existing copy, new page copy, social media optimization, and e-commerce optimization. And again, you can visit my website and schedule a free consult. I also offer a guided do-it-yourself website builder program. So WordPress is the most popular website content management system. It has over 64% of all the content management is basically just a way to organize all of the content on a website, whether they be static pages or blogs. It's very user-friendly. I can teach you not just how to manage your WordPress website, but also and blog effectively on the platform, but also I can guide you to build your own WordPress website in a few days. And this helps you because then you know how to add a page, you know how to delete a page, you know how to edit a page without having to go and find your web developer or something. Plus, I mean, I found out that even for a nonprofit organization to do a WordPress website, they were charging $10,000. Now they negotiated down to $5,000. But I'm going to tell you, I can do this for way less than that. So if you're in need of a website, if you're not happy with, or you've outgrown your site builder or your Wix or Weebly site or your free website, okay, this will help you get going and help you get your SEO. And I have my my book. It's an ebook. It's available on for Kindle, for the Kindle app, and it's a step-by-step and easy to follow. Everything from planning your strategy, setting goals, which networks to focus on, how to beat the competition. It has like everything I know in this book, and so. So you can either read it on a Kindle device or with the Kindle app on a mobile device or on your computer. So if you're going to go DIY, this is again the least expensive option for you. Don't be overwhelmed. Planning your digital marketing doesn't need to be overwhelming, but that's just then you need to plan it out. Okay, if you start trying to do it all without planning and just posting stuff, it's not going to work. You're going to drive yourself nuts. Okay, so you need to set goals, plan it out, and then what is it you want to accomplish? Check your analytics at the end of each month to see what's working and not working. Okay, and again, on my website, I have lots of free resources there. You can schedule a free 15-minute phone consultation. I could take a look at your current marketing efforts. In fact, I can take a look at some of your stuff right now if you'd like. So we're at the Q&A time. You can follow me on social media. I share up-to-date articles from several different trusted sources, and I will be adding you to my email list so you won't miss any of my informative blog posts and also my upcoming webinars here. So any questions? Now, so I can open it up. You can unmute yourself. You can type questions in the chat. Now is the time to ask questions.
Thank you for watching. If this video helped you, please like it and subscribe to her channel. Then, click on over to the AZ Social Media Wiz website to download the free Define Your Target Market Workbook, or schedule a free 15-minute phone consultation and review of your marketing efforts.